Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in honor of a monolith. Usually when you think of monoliths, Stonehenge might come to mind, which is pretty weird to begin with. It'll probably never happen again, but in 1915, Stonehenge actually went up for auction and sold for £6,600. This monolith's price is undisclosed, but it is equally as weird. Before we begin unboxing, let's please share a moment of silence. Now let's check it out. Scrabble Monolith, come on down! You're the first contestant on unboxing Ripley's Believe It or Not. This model is made out of over 10,000 Scrabble tiles towering at 6 feet tall. There's actually a method to this madness. The tiles are arranged to spell out the names of over 1,000 people and 2 horses who made a considerable contribution to our world. Everyone from Aristotle to Steve Jobs and Jay-Z. The mastermind behind this monolith is artist David Rubman of Chicago, Illinois. And he calls it Monolith 2012 as he was inspired by Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke's 2001 A Space Odyssey. This is where it gets a little weird. The meaning of the monolith in the film has been widely debated. One theory is that it was created by an alien race in order to push lesser species forward. David's Monolith 2012 argues that aliens didn't build our civilization. It's the people on the Scrabble tiles that have advanced society. Let's take a look for a few. The artist gave us this book that details everyone that's on the monolith, and there are a ton of names, but unfortunately it doesn't tell us where they're located. And finding them makes me feel like I've done this before. Regardless, there's a ton on here, and I'm not gonna be able to find them all, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. All right, so I'm looking for Lewis Carroll. He's one of my favorite authors. See Gilbert, Secretariat, one of the horses that we were looking for. Cacaw from my Orlando City mates, and Carroll, he's right here. Believe it or not, Lewis Carroll wrote 98,721 letters in the last 37 years of his life. I can feel my hand cramping right now. So down here near the bottom of the monolith, I'm finding some real strong independent women. We got Jane Goodall, Dolly Parton, Marilyn Monroe, who actually emphasized her trademark hip wiggle walk by sawing a 1/4 of an inch off the right heel of her shoes. Jane Fonda, and J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by 9 different publishers before Harry Potter was actually sold. All right. Oh look, Houdini magically appeared. We're actually missing his middle name on here, but on his World War I draft card, Harry Houdini listed his middle name as Handcuff. I found everything I think I'm looking for on this side, and I got a sneak peek of someone of interest on the side, if I can show it to you. This is actually a lot heavier than it looks. All right, I did it. All right, so Carol was right here rapping, and I found Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky had scored 700 goals by the time he was 11 years old. He was skating at the age of 3, made the All-Star team at 5, and became pro at 17, which is absolutely amazing. We also have Hugo on here, Mandela. Right on Mandela, he's got his mom too, that's absolutely adorable. Bradbury and Aristotle. Believe it or not, Aristotle used to pour goat urine on his head in an attempt to cure his baldness. Ew. Scrabble was invented by Alfred Mosher Butts, an out-of-work architect from Poughkeepsie, New York. He actually decided on the letter distribution by studying the front page of the New York Times and making calculations based on the frequency of different letters. Today, that would have totally been automated, but Scrabble has certainly stood the test of time. Believe it or not, if all of the Scrabble tiles ever produced were placed in one long line, they would stretch 50,000 miles. That's twice the circumference of the Earth. And it's all about what you know, but you can't fake it until you make it. New Zealander Nigel Richards memorized the French dictionary in just 9 weeks and won the French Language Scrabble World Championship despite not knowing or speaking the language. Thanks for watching, and as always, we want to hear from you, so let us know what famous figures you'd expect to find on the Scrabble monolith. We'll be sure to reply and let you know if they were included. On to last week's comments. Paula is back. So good to hear from you. Also heard from Edwin, who's really concerned about my lack of interest in Komodo dragons. Look, Edwin, Komodo dragons have some insane claws, have been known to be grave robbers with a taste of human flesh, and the little ones even cover themselves in dragon poo because their elders are cannibalistic. They're ruthless, and I'll keep my distance. Thank you. And finally, we heard from Chewbaracca69, who is looking to get into the matchstick game. If you've got all that time on your hands, I'm sure you can figure it out by trial and error, so good luck. Till next time, I'm Sabrina. I'll see you next week at another episode of Unboxing Ripley's Believe It or Not.